What's up, everybody? It is Matt from Electric All Wheel, and today we have the Heybike Mars 3.0 20 by 4 fat tire, 750 watt rear hub, folding electric bike. One of my favorite features is this key card. What do they call this? Like, it is the X series where you can code into your bike with the card. You just swipe it on the screen and then it turns on. It's awesome. I'm a big fan of their turn signals and the horn integrated on the dash. It's a half grip twist throttle with an 8-speed trigger shifter on the right hand side, folding and full suspension. Now that's a big deal, full suspension. Last full suspension that I was on was the Hunter, the JCon Hunter Pro. So I'm excited to have the X Series Heybike Mars 3.0. But very first thing we're going to do is add another battery to this bike. We are going to be adding this Hylong 48 volt 20 amp hour battery right here, utilizing the bike case bottle cage strap adapters, and then we have the e-bike straps as well that will wrap around it for security. We're going to be utilizing a 40 amp balancer. We'll demonstrate that as we go, but I'm hoping for a clean install and a way to show you how to get this done. Also keep in mind that we will use Tidy Helper cable clips to strap those on. I'll leave a link in the description below. We won't have them with us for this video install, but you've seen us use them through a lot of other videos in our channel. So check those out if you're really curious. Otherwise, I think you'll get the gist. It will just help to hold down this cabling. It has a sticky side on the clip, and it just put it on the bike frame, and it doesn't ruin the paint. Also, I must implore you, if you guys are going to be riding all of the range with your second battery, check out a bike case suspension seat post. Now, this combination with a Cloud9 seat, even though it might seem redundant on a full suspension e-bike, is an unbelievable setup when you add that third degree of suspension to your e-bike. Now, this is a 33.9 millimeter diameter seat post from factory, and I had the 27.2 and I used a shim, but there is a full set 33.9. Regardless, I'll leave a link for you in the description below if you decide you want to explore that. I'm super excited. I'm hoping for an easy install. Haven't seen much of the inside, but we'll see how it goes. Regardless, we'll get through it. And this will be a mock-up, so keep that in mind. Full finish will be incumbent upon you. I will make sure to link all the products that you will need to get it done, including the bike. We'll actually leave a link for the e-bike in the description below. If you like this thing and you want to support the channel, we really appreciate that. So thank you for your help. Without you guys, we would not be able to do what we're doing. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and if you're in the area, check out e-bikes in Tampa Bay, Florida. Get in that Facebook group, make an event, and go for a ride with your friends. I don't have the stand today, so we're going to do it guerrilla style. Here we go. First things first, we're going to go ahead and remove the screws on the outer plate. Beautiful. Looks like we'll have a decent amount of room. I should be able to get my cabling up in here quite easily. Right now, you're looking at the plate for connection to the battery, XT60. The controller is a 48 volt controller with a max current discharge of 28 plus or minus 1 amps. And this was manufactured in March. So it's very brand new. So for this setup, I have an electric all-wheel 40 amp balancer kit, the universal kit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take out my cables. So I'm going to take these out and hold on for a second. Then I'm going to grab my balancer. I won't need the rest of the contents of the package, just these items. From there, I'm going to look at my balancer, and then I can see that my out is here, and this goes to my controller, and then my two battery inputs are here. So I'm going to plug into one of these. And because it's one of these two female XT60 male pins, I'm going to need this end of the XT60 cable to come through so that it will plug into one of the battery inputs. I'm also looking at this and I'm saying it might be easier just to go down through the hole itself, like so. Manhandle this for a second. There we go. So now you guys can look in there. We have our XT60 cable up through, and then I have it coming out on the bottom on the fold side. That's important later on when we hook all this up. So right now I'm going to go ahead and take my balancer, and I am going to plug in the cable so it doesn't get lost. And then I'm going to unplug my pin plate, and I'm going to plug that in as if it was a second battery. Plug that in as if it was a second battery. There we go. And then the last plug goes straight to the controller. And that's it. Get that in there, pull slack, rotate the balancer. There we go. Check throttle. That's working. Balancer's working. Factory setup. Okay. Okay, for my second battery, I got this 48 volt, 20 amp hour down tube battery. I've already taken off the mounting plate, which is important. That's why the key is in here. And I just slid this out, so I need to work with the mounting plate. For this install, I got the bike case cage strap adapters, both of them large with the longer straps. Now on this application, I'm going to need to take these out. These heads on these screws are too big. Now, fortunately, the battery did come with 3 screws that we can use. We're going to only need 2 of them, but these will come in really handy, and really glad they came. Otherwise, you're going to need some M5s, and we usually use M5s that are about 10 millimeters long. But in this case, these screws came with it, and I know they're going to be perfect, so we're going to grab those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip one through here, and then I'm going to attach the bike case bottle cage strap adapter. And I'm going to extend it all the way out to the end here so that I know that I got full depth. But I may have to adjust this a little bit dependent on how it sits here on the bike, but it looks like it'll be okay. Let me go ahead and I'm going to bring it down because I see one of the cable routing clips here on the bike that are mounted to the bike might be in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up. Don't break out your plastic, just be careful with them and be all right. For this one, I'm going to push it all the way up, and then I'm going to add the second one right here. And then on this second one, I am not going to have 2 screws. I'm only going to have 1. And then it's going to sit right there and support the rear end of this battery mounting plate. And make sure and not tighten it up too tight. All right, from here, I'm gonna take my mounting plate with the two straps, go ahead and get that on, and then I'm gonna get it strapped to the bike. Okay, now I believe the packaging may have changed for these e-bike straps, and one of mine got messed up in shipping, so I have this singular one. But what you need to know is you need to have two of these e-bike straps. These are 24 inches long, 2 inches wide, and what I do is I double them up. I have two straps and they feed, so I get extra long length once I do the Velcro in, and then you will just come around and bring that and have it be your main strap over the battery for the final tightening, right? And once that's down there, you've seen us do this multiple times on other bike brands, and it is a very secure fit. But I wanted to demonstrate that for you. You will loop one of the straps, and then you'll hook up the other, and then have it be the final Velcro end, and then bring this to heel so it doesn't rock side to side. Now we like it, like this is a secure setup right here, but we want that final strap over the battery to keep it from bouncing side to side, and it does a very good job. So what I'm going to show you now is how to make the hookup. We're going to bring it up in between the suspension, and then we're going to feed the line inside the wiring. So we're going to wrap it up with the rest of the bike. Now that I'm on the side of the fold, I'm going to do is just unwrap this thing and get enough of it out so that I can make my connection. So there we go. That's what I want. I just want my XT60 cable to be right there so I can plug into it. And then I'm just going to plug the battery in. And that will sit right there. And then you might consider using a Tidy Helper cable clip on the flatter ends here. So it might be up in here or there. But regardless, you see now that you can actually fold the bike while the battery is still attached. And that's the goal, to be able to fold the bike with this battery still attached so you don't have to worry about any of the wiring here. This is a test install, but you might consider also putting a zip tie down here and then making sure that they attach and bind right here. Like so. And that will give you peace of mind for making sure that it clears the suspension. So demonstration of function should be fairly easy on this. What I'll do is I'll just open the bike. So we know now that the factory battery is not connected. Take that up as one. There you go. Now that, because it is split, is all of this battery. So we are pretty pleased with that. Well, there you have it. We have successfully added a second 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery onto this Heybike Mars 3.0. Now remember, you are not isolated to this battery. You can use any 48 volt battery you want. You often see us with this 48 volt, 10 amp hour battery. We love it to death. It is a really good add-on. You could string it, put it in a bag in the back. There are a lot of options, especially with the rear rack, but we like to leave the rear rack open for all of our other accessories. Including a cooler bag. We have pannier bags. We've got all that stuff. So if you're really thinking about it, don't feel isolated to this setup. This is to demonstrate what's possible. If you do this, make sure you get the double e-bike straps, two 24 by 2 inch straps to go around the main body. And that way it will allow you to get the final secure strap around this main battery. So I know a lot of you stuck around for the range calculations with the Mica toll constant, so let's just get to it. So the factory battery is 13 amp hours, and then the aftermarket battery, second battery, is 20 amp hours, so it'll be 13 plus 20 equals 33, and we're going to multiply that by 48. So 33 times 48 equals 1,584. That's 1,584 watt hours, and we'll divide that by 25. 25 is the Mica toll constant, which says it's 25 watt hours per mile ridden at 20 miles an hour, throttle only, and you get 63.36 miles. Now that is an excellent clip for this bike and an extended range plus some with an extra 20 amp hour battery. Remember, you're not isolated to this battery. You can get any battery you want, and your placement is dependent on where it is. I only use one cable from the kit, so you'll have enough length to get to the rear rack to put it in a bag, a rear rack bag, saddle bags, whatever you choose, if this is not to your liking. Also remember, I must implore you, this suspension seat post, even on a full suspension bike, is going to save you in the long run. You won't believe it once you ride it, and you'll never go back. So check out the Bike Case suspension seat post. This is a 33.9 millimeter diameter post from factory, so you're going to want that, either a shim or the exact match for your suspension seat post. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and if you're in the area, check out E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida. Get in that Facebook group, make an event, and go for a ride with your friends. Check out our other videos for Heybike. We have the Heybike Ranger S1000 with dual battery as well, along with the Mars 1 and 2. So if you have an older version of the Mars and you want to do the same thing, check out those videos in the channel. Just search Heybike in the electric all-wheel channel. We'll talk to you next time.